Hey Hero fans, I'm going to go into a sound check like always. So it's going to take a second like you guys know. So hold on, let's see if the video's streaming through. Sound check. And if you're online, go ahead and give me a hey, I can hear you or I can't hear you. Give me a hey, I can hear you. There we go, my sound check worked pretty good. So while you guys are looking at this cool Beastman figure, I am going to go ahead and post this video really quick on Facebook. I'll be right back. Go ahead and enjoy looking at my cool 2000X Evelyn while you're staring at her. I should have grabbed my 2000X Skeletor. What was I thinking? I'll be right back. Hey, Ben. Thanks for joining us. All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Hey, Randy. Thanks for joining us. I'm doing pretty good. So let me go ahead and get my seat adjusted here, and let's talk about this cool Beastman that I am planning on finally selling. Now, you guys have seen this Beastman. He is pretty cool. He's actually made out of a Bigfoot figure by Creature Replica, and his hands and his loincloth and his feet and these pieces right here are from the 2000X. These are from the weapons pack that I repainted to look more at 2000X. The head is actually an original head from the actual Beastman. The club's 3D printed. The wrist cuffs are from 2000X. These are 3D printed. And this is just heat shrink tube, and you can see the video on how I made this. So I wasn't planning on selling him because he is pretty cool. But then, you know, as you guys know, I got demonetized. I'm like, man, I need to get some cash flow. So he is going up to the chopping block. Now, to give you an idea on how long it took me to make this guy, you can look at my video of how I made him. Before I made him, it took quite a while to actually... hey, Time Bandits 12, thanks for joining us. It took me actually a long time to collect all the parts to make him. So first I bought the Creature's Replica. That was the first thing I bought. And it just sat there for a long time while I then got the armor. And then I had a 2000X Beastman. That's where I got these parts from. But the hardest part to get was the head. To find someone willing to sell me an actual Beastman head that was the original original Beastman head. Luckily, I found a customizer that had an extra head. And he was able to sell me his head from that. So that was pretty cool. So that was the hardest piece to acquire to make this Beastman. But you can see he is so big and beefy next to the regular He-Man figures. I mean, it's just awesome, the size. I kind of hate to see him go. The starting bid for him will be $1, and I have a link in the description here. So check out the description link. Now, he's monstrously huge next to Classics, but next to Origins, it's just ridiculous. So if you want to use them for your Origins, Skeletor, you will be going down tonight. And, you know, you can just see. Thanks, Randy. Hey, Christopher, thanks for joining us. Not too much, man. Yep, I did get demonetized. It kind of stinks. I'm hoping to reapply for it in the middle of next month. That's when I'm first able to do it. But like I said, in the meantime, I need to get some cash flow. So this guy's going up on the chopping block. And I know a lot of people have asked me to make one of these. The hard part about making it, like I said, is actually finding a Beastman head. That was the hardest part. Now, since I bought the actual body new, it did cost quite a bit to get the body new. The 2000X pieces, I actually bought one on eBay, so it wasn't too bad. And then, of course, like I said, this is heat shrink tube, 2000X parts, 3D printed from Shapeways. And this one is 3D printed from my printer here downstairs. And there you go. Here he is. And, of course, like I said, he is massively awesome. So, size comparison. Let's see. Well, I don't have a lot of classics sitting out right now, but you can definitely see how he looks. Now, this is my 2000X Evil Lynn. I'm not selling her. I already have sold a couple of hers, and at first she went pretty good. People actually spent a lot on her, but the last time I tried to sell one, nobody wanted to pay the price. I was like, it's not working. Hello, and why you sell this for change for Masterverse? No, just trying to get some cash flow going for right now. So, and you know, he is really cool, but I'm gonna just stick with my little classics beast man. Like, look at the size difference. Let me show you him compared to the classics beast man. Let's see if I can pull him out of here. Need more room to get underneath my desk. Beastman, where are you? Oh, he's not in my box anymore. I pulled him out of my coveted box because I put this one in the coveted place for my Beastman character. So I don't have him sitting readily available. All right. So there you guys go. So let me know your comments. When will you make a custom Stinkor? Chris, as cool as it is, it's just so hard to find Stinkors inexpensively to make a custom, so I'm probably not going to make one. I have one that has custom feet already and a couple other custom pieces to him, but as far as a full 2000X, I don't have that quite done. Let me see if I can find the Stinkor I have so you guys can take a look at him. You have the Origins Ram Man? Actually, I do. He is right here. Ba-dink. Ram Man. And yeah, I put the other helmet on him. It's just so cool looking. Now, it's weird the way his action feature works. I don't know if you've seen this or not. It's when you click him again. So if you're going to try to use them, you can't just use the button like you used to in a kid to knock things over. You have to click him in place and then click him back and then hold him and then release. Oh. His throw is just not as far as the old one was. Oh, there we go. All right, let me go see if I can find that Stinkor so you guys can see my custom Stinkor that I made. It's not as cool as Chris's was. Hey, Steve, thanks for joining us. Yeah, put the head of Kingpin on him. That's kind of a cool idea. He does look like Ram Man. I didn't realize that. Look at that, you guys. It does look like Ram Man or something. That's an awesome hidden thing I've never seen before. That's cool. All right. Well, you guys look at these cool figures. I'm going to go grab my Stinkors. I'll be right back. Hold on a sec. I might actually have Stinkor in my coveted box. Let me pull it out and take a look. I found the other Stinkor that was unaltered, but not the altered one. Oh, here he is. Okay. So, not super impressive. Basically, I just did a couple small little changes to him. One, I used the alternate head that he came with. Two, I added a cable in the back from 2000X Stratos. So you can see he's got the blue, and it has the S for Stratos, but hey, for me, it's Stinkor. And then, of course, I swapped out his feet with Hordak's feet and painted them orange. And that's really all I did to this Stinkor. No cool 2000X leg pieces. Nothing like that. Just some slight changes just to make them, you know, the way I want them to be. So those are the slight changes I made to my Stinkor. Just the feet and the tube. And I didn't want to ruin the figure, so I just stuffed it up the back of his armor right there. It's not drilled in. It's not altered permanently. And I did save his feet, so I wanted to. I could change them back to original configuration, just in case. So that was my slight Stinkor changes. Hey, Glenn, thanks for joining us. I'm doing good. As some of you guys have heard, I got demonetized. So just to get cash flow going, I am selling my awesome 2000X Beastman. Starting bid will be $1. And I got the link in the description. The auction's live now. It's a 7-day auction, so it's going to end in about 7 days from now. So if you want to get that cool Beastman, now is your chance. I'm not planning on making any more, so this will be the last one I make. It's not the only one I made. I actually made one a few years back and sold it already. He does come with the club that I made, and just like this, fully complete. Like I said, the coolest part about him is his head is from an actual Beastman figure. It's not a custom head. It's unaltered. So you could actually take the head off and stick him on a Beastman and it'd fit just right. So that is something cool. So I used an unaltered Beastman head just so that I would not ruin the original head that he came with. Actually, it's funny. One of my early customs that I like to kind of show off is my Stratos. There he is. And I'm going to show the Stratos too just because he's so cool. So when I did the Stratos, one of my early figures, I kind of 2000X'd him a little bit by giving him the 2000X hands, because before his hands couldn't grip. And then I gave him Blue Devil's staff that looks like the staff of Avalon. And then I used the tube, the control from the 2000X Stratos, the one that had the extra bits around the legs, so it's silver instead of blue. And then drilled a hole in the side of his jetpack, so now he can control it. So it only wastes one hand to control it, not two like the other one did. And then, of course, I gave him one of He-Man's swords from one of the variants, so he has some cool sword he can actually pull, because Stratos never had any weapons, and it's like, what? He's got to have something. I mean, he's flying by, and he can't do anything, except for in the comics, they show a little blast coming from his wrists. But this way, he can actually, you know, cause a little bit of damage. So there is my Stratos. Now originally I made it so he could look up really high, so when he's flying he can actually look forward. This one's a little bit different, doesn't have the same features as the original one, but still really cool. There is my Stratos. He's wearing socks still. He doesn't have the human feet, but there was my custom Stratos, one of my first customs I did a long time ago. Let me take a look at your guys' questions that you have. I might show you another cool custom that I did. Beastman. It's interesting with shipping $37 for my country. That does stink. Yeah, eBay charges a lot for shipping. Dolph, I'd like to tell you what happened, but unfortunately, I think if I did, it might limit my chances of being monetized in the future. That's funny. Yeah, the new show looks really cool. I'm really excited about that. Very cool. All right, let's see what else I have here customized. Of course, everyone customized the Man-at-Arms. This is not too unique. Basically, I took the Snake Man-at-Arms that we got, and I swapped the helmet with a Man-at-Arms head. So I took the snake face out, sanded the head down to fit, so that way the coloring matches. Then I took some acetone and cleaned off all the gold marks so that it would look, wouldn't have all the gold spots on there. And then I took the weapon here and sanded it out so it actually fit in his hand while he has his armor on. So his thumb fits, or his armor goes right to that point right there. Because before you had to pull the armor off to fit the weapon on. It's like, wait a minute. I want his armor to be on when he uses that. So you can see I cut it out with a Dremel tool just to match. So you can hang on to that. And like I said before, I cleaned off all the silver here. As I think this armor just looks way cooler with this Man-at-Arms. And so there is my custom 2000X stylish Man-at-Arms. So not mass amounts of customizations, just enough to make it look cool. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys some other. What kind of customs do you want to see? What are some of my figures you want to see if I customized them or not? And I will show you some other cool customs while you guys are on here. Oh, King Randor. This is my King Randor custom. I took a Darius figure, used Bo's boots down here, painted these gold on the side, made a shield on Shapeways. You can get them at my Shapeways store. Used his regular armor, his regular head. And there is my King Randor custom. I had to use some heat shrink tubing on here that's clear in order to make it fit in his hand because Darius's hands are much bigger. And here is my battle-ready King Randor. And of course, King Randor has spears because the original figure came with spears. And he has his staff. And right here in the middle, I put a piece of clear heat shrink tubing so it fits in Darius's hands. So there you go. So there is my cool King Randor. All right. For those that just joined, I'm actually selling my 2000X Beastman. And here he is right here. Starting bid is $1. Now, if you're outside the country, unfortunately, eBay does charge a fortune. Now, what makes this Beastman different from the ones I've made in the past is he actually does have the 2000X feet, which was a cool addition that I did after I originally made him. I just kept looking at him and it just kept bothering me. It's like his feet have to be bigger because the ones that came with the Bigfoot figure were actually pretty small and he kept falling over. So you needed to have big giant feet so he could, you know, sit up and not keep tumbling over all the time. Any custom Teelas? All right, so let me take a look at my Teelas here. Now, I have made some other custom Teelas. This one right here is just kind of a real quick head swap, so it's not like fantastically awesome. But here is just my regular blonde swap that you guys all did too with your Battle Armor Teela. And then, of course, I put the gun on her side from Captain Glenn. So just a real quick little easy, not much to it. Head swap, added the gun. I also swapped her forearms so the bracers go out instead of in. So the other Teela regularly, the bracers go on the inside of the arm, which I was never a fan of. Now, when they released the ones from Super 7, they're actually turnable, so you can turn them how you want. But these ones, I actually just swapped them. Now, when I swapped them, I actually took it apart here at the arm, and I didn't realize I could just pop it off right here where the arm cuff is, with a way easier swap. But I remember fighting these little pins trying to get them swapped out, and I was like, man. Now, one thing I did customize on her was her headdress. Let's see if I got it in this box or not. Let's see here. Nope, I don't have it in here. I made a headdress that actually fits on over her hair for her regular head. So that way then you won't have to use the smooth chrome looking head. Let's see, another cool custom of mine is Whiplash. This is one of my favorite customs too. This was kind of a fun one. This here is my Whiplash custom. You probably recognize the body right off the bat, but I went and just painted his head green to match. And then I cut off the stumps here and then put paint on it. And pretty easy custom to make. And then I took the weapon from the 2000X figure, just put some clear heat shrink on there, and bada bing, bada boom. There you got a more formative Whiplash than what we had. All right. This may look like it's not that much of a custom, but I'm going to show you guys something really cool with Webstor. Now, Webstor was my second son's favorite figure. I don't know why he loved Webstor so much, but this was always his favorite figure. So I actually bought him a Classics Webstor as an adult, and he still has it in the package unopened. What makes this Webstor cool is I went to the dollar store and bought one of those key rings that zip up. You can see it right here, where it has the pull string and goes back up. And I attached it so that it retracts. Now, it's not enough power to pull him up on its own, but you can hang it and then move him where you want and then release it. It has enough power to keep him in those spots. So if you're using your Webstor and hanging him somewhere, you can have a pose to put him exactly where you want by hanging this, and then just slide it up to where you want, release it, and he stays there. So granted, he doesn't climb automatically, but you can put him where you want, which is always kind of a fun thing. So it gives an extra bit of posing power. And then, of course, I painted a blue gun to reminisce the blue gun version they had of Webstor. So not massive customizations, but I always do just some little tidbit change usually on my figures of some sort. That's like poor Ram Man. He's gone through some changes too. So I didn't do it on this Ram Man, but on the alternate head, I actually drew his eyes on there open. Let's see if I can find his head in here. Ram Man, where's your extra head, man? There it is. Oop! I dropped it by He-Man. This is my go-to He-Man over here. Oh man, that's not his alternate head. This is no eyes drawn on it. Now I gotta find it. There it is. There it is. But there's his eyes open, because they made his eyes all squinty and stuff. Now I thought, you know what? When he's hitting stuff, he's gonna close his eyes. When he's just hanging out, you know, having his eyes open is a cool feature, because he's not gonna have his eyes closed all the time. Right when he smacks somebody with his head, of course, then his eyes are gonna close right before he smacks them. So I decided to make an open eye version for when he's just hanging out with the masters, and there it was. Now, they did not put any cool feature in him, as you guys know. It's been really fun. But they did not. Okay, for those that have not seen my... this guy here. Now, his customization is not very visible. And I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Let me go ahead and set these down for a second. So when I was a kid, I used to love to play with Sy-Klone, and part of the fun things with Sy-Klone is spinning him around like crazy. Now the 2000X gave us this cool new ring, and of course we have his head that's 2000X on this one. But one thing they didn't give us was a way to actually spin him. You notice he has the gear here, but no spinning ability. So what I did was I took a toilet paper tube, stuck it on there, taped it up really good, and then put it on my drill motor and taped it to the drill motor and spun his legs like crazy until I loosened the joint. And now my guy spins freely. So now I can have him attack and spin things and everything else, which is kind of cool. So you can stick this ring on there. And now he can actually go spinning in the battle and taking out the evil masters of the universe. I just can't get a good spin on him today. Spin, man, spin. Oh well, usually I get him to spin pretty good. It's because you guys are watching on camera, that's why. Anyway, way cooler, because now you can actually have some sort of action pose or action feature to him besides just, being stagnant. And again, if you do this, it's really easy to ruin him because you're melting the plastic and making it thinner where it connects. So technically, if I was to reef him, he would break really easy. But it does work pretty good. Now he spins, you know, pretty freely. So you could even do the leg spins if you wanted to. But you guys get the idea. So there he is. If I spent more time balancing him first, he'd probably spin way better. Let's take the ring off and see if he spins better without it. Spin, man, spin. Whoop. There we go. Anyway. Hey, thanks. Yeah, the Beastman is really cool. So I know people are coming and going, so let's just show the Beastman one at a time since that's probably what drew you guys in. Here he is. The cool Beastman. Monster size, huge back, made from a creature replica Beastman figure. Like I said, starting bid is $1 on him. And I don't know if anybody's bid yet or not. And again, if you're outside the country, I apologize that shipping's so high. That's just the way eBay does it because it's over a pound. Because he's just so beefy. With no packing at all, he's 13 ounces. So once you add the packing, it just barely pushes it over a pound. So that kind of stinks. So that's why he costs so much to ship. Yep, Jared, I really can't talk about why the demonetization because I want to try to get remonetized. If I don't get remonetized, then maybe I'll tell you guys the reason why in the future. So we'll see. So there you go. All right, let me go and find another cool custom to show you guys that I have made. Like I said, a lot of my customs are very slight differences. Not a lot of major differences. Just because I like to just alter them just a little bit to fit my needs. They're not always huge, giant transformations. So, where is Skeletor? There he is. So one of my fun slight changes is this axe right here. This axe right here is actually Evelyn's staff and the battle axe that came with the battle armor Skeletor. And what I did was I drilled a hole in the top of it with my Dremel tool using the actual sanding piece. And when I did that, it made the plastic super hot. And while it was hot, I stuffed it on the ball on there. And then I got this really cool battle axe that I actually like better than the one that we got with the figure. Because it has the green kind of cool glow to it. The Evelyn purple matches pretty close to his purple. And it just makes for a cooler battle axe. And I actually made it before Mattel released theirs. And I wanted it closer down. You see the Mattel one's actually a lot taller. So I wanted it to kind of fit with the arc of the battle axe. So that's why mine's lower than any custom Orkos. Well, it is funny you should say that. It's not really custom Orko that I have, but I have some custom Orko other characters. Let me show you something that's kind of cool. So I got to get them from the other side of the room. Orko, where are you? Okay, hold on a second. Let me show you some of these. Someday I'll be more organized. All right, here I come back. All right, so Orkos. Let me show you guys some cool stuff here. So, So one of the things that is a problem with Orko is the base he comes on. So the base he comes on is extra large, which is really cool. But it does fall over easily. So what I've done is I actually have added a big washer on the bottom. You can see there's actually two in here. It adds a bunch of weight so that he can actually lean pretty far and not fall over. So then when we got this guy here, the Nameless One, they gave him a stand, but his stand had no articulation on it. It's just a flat pin you stick in there. So you could not do any articulation, just his arms could move and things like that, but you couldn't actually lean him because his pin would just stick right up there. So I ended up taking one of Orko's bases, altered the bottom so it would fit, added some washers. So now you can get some, different English into his attacks. So it's like way cooler now. Instead of just having him just stand there, let's see, put this big old blue or green thing in there. Now you could actually do something kind of fun and have him actually lean forward so he has some action to his pose instead of just standing straight up doing nothing. So, now he can actually chase after and lean forward like he's got some speed going up on his thing. So that's what I tried to do with him. Where the other one, once you put this in there, and I kind of hate just sticking it in there because the chances of breaking goes up, there's no leaning available. And if you add the big old thick green arm to him, because there's no washers on the bottom either, he would also fall over on top of it because the center of balance would be so, well, I guess not, I guess I'm wrong. But I thought for sure he'd fall over. But anyway, when I made him lean, all of a sudden he did fall over pretty easily. So that's why I had to add extra washers on the bottom. So that was one of my little fixes that I did, was making it so the Nameless One could have one more articulation, which I think is a pretty important one for him, what direction he's flying in, because that does add some attitude in his flying ability instead of just being stiff straight up and down. So that was one. It's not really Orko directly, but I did steal Orko's base to do it because his base was big. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I actually swapped the base on this too, I think. Is that what I did? I think I might. I think the original base was smaller on this or something. I don't know exactly what I did. Maybe I stole the Faceless One's base. That's what I did. This was actually the Faceless One's base, and I stole it and put it on Orko, so he had a bigger base. So, as you can see, same kind of deal. Added a washer on Orko. And then for these two, I didn't add a washer because I haven't got around to it yet, but I did give him the clear Orko bases instead of the silver ones, so they, can be a little more clearer. Of course, they keep falling over, so they don't have the washer on the bottom to hold them up. And then I made a brand new character. Well, not a new character. New to the classics, and that's Yuckers. And Yuckers, I made a clear stand for him. It kind of turned yellow. But you can see he's actually made from the, oh, what is it called? Something Legends. Help me out here, people. Hey, Brian, thanks for doing this. Coming here. So anyway, here is the thing from Loyal Subjects. That's what they're called, I think. And I just basically made him the Yuckers. He's about the right size. So there we go. There is my Yuckers. So those are my Orko customs. So Brian, the reason why I'm making this video, and I do appreciate you joining us, is I am actually selling my cool 2000X Beastman that I made. I got demonetized, so to get cash flow going, I'm selling this guy. Starting bid is $1. There he is. I'm not going to bore everybody else with it because everybody else already seen me show us like 3 or 4 times. But to keep the live stream going, I'm showing different customs that I've made just to keep the stream going. So I'm going to ask you guys, are there any other cool customs you can think of you want to see? And if not, I'll just grab something at random and show you guys. Again, I like to do small, minor fixes sometimes. like even like Manny faces here. One small thing I did was, one, I made this shorter, and I painted it black on the inside so you wouldn't see the skin color through there, and I painted his eyes white. So just small little minor things like that just to make a difference. And to me, it may seem like small, but it all adds up to a huge difference when you get all of it done. Now, this was such a cool Manny Faces figure. This is one of my favorite renditions of Manny Faces. The colors are perfect, and his head actually rotates too. And not does his head rotate, but also inside it rotates as well. Now, a couple of things they had wrong was, you can see they made the skin color, and I painted the top black, so when it's down there you can't see the skin poking out and the color eyes. They also had the head sit too short inside there, so I added a little washer inside there to raise the inside of the head so his mouth's not so close to this piece right here. So those are some slight modifications I made to this particular figure. So usually a lot of my customs are just slight mods. Have you done anything to Castle Grayskull? I have done a lot of things to Castle Grayskull. It's kind of in a pile of boxes right now, so I can't show it, but I actually have two videos devoted just to my Classics Castle Grayskull and all the changes I've made. One of my biggest changes I made was plugging the hole in the bottom of Castle Grayskull they have. And I will grab that out and show you that. That's like really cool. Let's see if I can get a hold of that. I got it. Got it out of the castle. So here is my plug that I made. And you can see I actually made it a square door. There's a circle shape of the plug. And this is on sale at my Shapeways store, in case you guys want to get your own. I have a video on how to paint it. And it's cool because it just sits on the floor and looks like it's part of the castle motif, even though it's just to plug that giant hole in the middle of the Castle Grayskull on Classics. So this is one of my really cool ideas I came up with. I was like, oh, this is so cool. And I got the idea because my kids, they had an Imaginext set that had a trap door like this that would pop open by turning a switch. And I thought, you know what? That trap door looks really cool. So I held their door in my hand while I designed this on the computer and kind of used that to design it. We were able to send you pictures of our custom Moto figures. Yes, please do. The way you send me pictures is to go to he-bro.com, he-bro.com. And once you're at he-bro.com, click the Facebook link and then send them to me in messages. And then sometimes I put together a video and show off the cool custom figures. So if you don't want me to show it in a video, make sure you put in the comments, hey, this your eyes only. Otherwise, I will show them, especially if you use things that I've already used. So if you make something that I showed you on my videos, I definitely want to see those. Those are so cool to see. A lot of people are ordering the helmets for the cat unpainted, and they're sending me some really cool paint jobs that I've seen. I'm going to make a video of that pretty soon. So, you know, if you guys bought a helmet from me and you painted it some really cool way, I definitely want to see it. So I do want to check that stuff out. All right, let me grab some other customs and show you guys. I'm going to show you guys Drago Man. It's kind of a fun, cool custom that I did with him. Now, when you got Drago Man, I love the figure that the Four Horsemen made. Don't get me wrong. It was really cool. The head was awesome. It was great. But one thing I didn't like is dragons blow fire. They have fire. You know, here's the figure right here. Big, awesome wings. Big, awesome legs. Cool fire sword. You know, we got the cool fire whip. But the head, the mouth was closed. So I went and got a figure that I chopped the head off, painted it to match, and the mouth actually opens. And so you can see I went ahead and painted the teeth and put some brown on it to kind of give it a cool wash on it, and painted it to match somewhat. And then I took his fire whip and straightened it out with a heat gun, and then just stick that baby right in there, and now he can blow fire beams, if you will, out of his mouth. Yep. Because dragons blow fire, right? What a crazy concept is that? There we go. So this is one of my fun, cool customs that I did, was just making a new head for him. And just got one of those, I don't know what they're called, Scholastic or something. I'm not sure what the name brand is. Dragons. And like I said, chop the head off. I got a video on it you guys can watch when I first made this guy's head. And just so much cooler, just adding that extra function. Yeah, Man-at-Arms Deluxe would be awesome. Yeah, they could have done a lot of stuff with the Deluxe Man-at-Arms for Origins. They could have given us full armor. They could have done all kinds of stuff. That'd been way cool. All right, let me grab one of my other customs. And if you guys are interested in that Beast Man, which is why I'm making this video, the link's in the description. If you're not interested, just click the link anyway and take a look at it. It is a really cool figure. Okay, this is another minor change, and this was done to the Mighty Spikor, is I changed the symbol. So I decided to give him this symbol right here of Grayskull on there, and this is also available in my Shapeways store, this little symbol here, and basically it's just the Grayskull symbol right on his chest. I think it looks way better than the other symbol we had on there. I think it really makes the figure actually look really cool now, just my opinion. I thought having a symbol from Earth's cards was kind of weird. So having the Grayskull symbol to me made way more sense. And having it pop out instead of in, I like that better too. And it just fits right inside there once you have it made. And you can get it made in yellow. And it comes kind of close to this color. But then I actually went and painted mine. So you can see there how it looks painted. Kind of a fun little thing with the Grayskull symbol on there. It's the same symbol that was on the ring that they came with in the 80s. So that was the idea of doing the ring or doing the symbol like that. So again, like I said, I do a lot of little minor custom changes. Let's see here. I've already shown you guys lots of videos of my other customs. Like I said, the majority of the customs I do are just slight little updates or fixes to make the figure work just a little better. And that's what most of these are. All right. I got another box of customs here. Some fun ones, some lame ones. All right, Clawful. Now, Clawful, as you guys know, has gone through lots of different, well, not lots, but it's having some different styles throughout the years. And so this right here is the Clawful we got. Pretty cool. And he's got, you know, one arm it's regular size and one arm it's massively big, just like they have in the ocean, right? But I thought it'd be kind of fun to make one too with the exact same size claw. So here is my Mega Clawful with the two big arms. Pretty easy custom to do. But then I was thinking back to the old action figure. You remember the old action figure where he just had tan across the top and that was it? Actually, you know what? I think I got the old action figure just sitting up here. Hold on a minute. Let me go grab him. I do. There we go. So here is the original action figure we got in the 80s, right? This, of course, is the commemorative version one. But in this commemorative version one, you get to see that it looks like he has a red mask on, almost like a wrestler or something, right? And just tan arms, no cool little, you know, gradient red and everything else. So I decided just to make that figure just like we saw in the 80s. So here's my 80s custom version. And you can see how I just made a version of him where he doesn't have the red crinklies. And there he is. So that was kind of a fun throwback. And I like to do it sometimes to try to revert a figure back and unclassicize it from the 80s, which actually left me a really cool extra body to make some other cool customs with him too. So I'll see if I can find the figure that I turned it in from. Let's see if he's in this box too. Nope, he's in a different box. So I'll have to show him to you later. But that was kind of a cool way to, so I got kind of quite a few Clawfuls now. Clawful. Kind of a fun play on the name too. He's awful. But I like the two ones that are the same size, you know. I don't know why they didn't do that. I put a little peg in here to keep this one open, which is removable, so that you can have one open and one that snaps closed to kind of give it a little bit better posability when he's sitting on the shelf. And then I did paint his eyebrows darker on this one. You can see this is the non-2000X head. And then they came out 2000X head later on because his big black eyebrows just looks like he's Groucho Marx or something, you know. But I did keep one unaltered to match the one from the 80s. So this was the first Clawful custom I did, the two big arms and the painting of the eyebrows. All right, so let's go ahead and put him back. And, oh yeah, okay. So we got this guy here. Strobo. Clawful looks good to eat. Hey, thanks about the Sy-Klone, Bob. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks, Zamir. I appreciate that. Yeah, it was simple, but, you know, to the point. So Strobo was a figure that was only in the comic originally, and his gimmick is he has a mirror on his stomach, right? So here's his mirror right there. Burr, 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 burr. And basically, when He-Man shot his mirror while he's spinning around like Sy-Klone, it shot the beams of Grayskull power everywhere and beat the bad guys. So being it's supposed to be a mirror, I didn't think this was very mirror-like. I mean, that's just, you know, kind of lame. So he has gone through a lot of changes from my customs, and I'll show you guys some of the changes. The first change was to actually put a mirror in there. Went to the craft store, got an actual mirror. You can just see it's actually really reflective. Use some black tape around the edge so it would be the right size, and then cut it. So now he has an actual real mirror that can actually do something. And you can see he's actually shining light on the figures while he's turning a little bit. And then the next step was to alter his balls. So I went and bought a bunch of these balls on a bunch of these pieces on eBay, some China sellers. And like this one I filled full of glow-in-the-dark stuff. I don't have my light here to show you. You can see the coloring is a little different, so it's kind of fun if you hit a light on it, it actually glows in the dark. I don't know why they didn't do that originally. And then inside my Grayskull I have one, so I can find it. There we go. Actually I have two inside my Grayskull. I have another glow-in-the-dark one as well. And then I have one that actually lights up. Hold on. Lights off. There we go. Let me turn this light off. There we go. There is the one that lights up. Kind of cool. I just put an LED light in it, ran the wire right up the thing. It's supposed to be a glowing orb, right? And then I just use one of those little, those little lights, candle lights, you know, and then already has it built in, and then just replace the wire in there. So that was it. Just had a way to charge these ones that are glowing. Let's see if this light's enough to charge it. Yeah, not enough to charge them. I have to get my other light to charge it. But the one that actually lights up, that you can see, is pretty awesome. And it's fun too, is you can line it up just right with his mirror, and you can see the, you know, the orb glowing in his mirror. So that's kind of fun too. Lights on. Let's try it again. Lights on.
Okay, done.
Woo! Bright light. So someone asked, I'm selling my Skeletor. That is a good question. I am thinking about maybe putting my 2000X Skeletor up on the chopping block probably in a couple weeks. We'll see how that goes. Again, like I said, just trying to create some cash flow, so I may end up putting that on there. So the Skeletor you see here is not for sale, but I may have the 2000X one. The one with the eyes light up by putting a light behind his head might be going up in a few weeks. So watch for that as well. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, subscribe to me so you can see when that Skeletor goes up for sale. So you can grab that. Did Trapjaw ever glow in the dark back in the 80s? I don't remember. I don't believe he did. I know Evil Lynn had the glow in the dark piece that glowed her wand, but I don't think Trapjaw ever actually had any glowing bits to him. All right. Man-at-Arms. Now, Man-at-Arms has been one of those figures that I just kept customizing and customizing and customizing, and I'm not sure why. So here's one of my customs of him. And basically, it's just an orange armored, double-sided custom. The parts are from the pieces that came with the battle something. Help me out here. Battle tank? No. How could I forget what it's called? My favorite vehicle, and I can't even recall what it's called. Wow, it's been a long week, you guys. You guys will tell me what it's called in a minute. And with that figure also, I believe I painted this blue right here. So it wasn't blue before. Then, of course, I have an unaltered one. Oh, I also painted this brown on the sides, too. So I painted that brown. And then I painted the tank blue on him. So I really like the blue tank that we got with this one right here. So I kind of copied the idea of the tank coloring. And then I have this Man-at-Arms. It's the unaltered one. So I like to keep something unaltered too. So I have an unchanged version. And then I have this Man-at-Arms. It's supposed to be a young Man-at-Arms, no mustache. And I left the tank the way it was from the, I still didn't put the name of it yet. Battle Ram. Thank you, Tass. I appreciate that. And then I have this Man-at-Arms here. He is my ponytail man. And he is Ghostbuster ready. Ghostbuster ready. There we go. Because, you know, you got to fight those evil glowing spirits. So there is my Ghostbuster Man-at-Arms. So you can kind of see. I also have a Ghostbuster He-Man and a Ghostbuster Teela too. And then I've also just grab a random figure like a Mechanic or something to be the fourth Ghostbuster. So there are all my custom Man-at-Arms. And of course my go-to Man-at-Arms is this one right here, which is the Snake Armor one with the head swapped out that I showed earlier. The gun sanded out to fit with the armor on. And all the gold paint cleaned off of all the spots on there. You know what? When they made this, the swords just keep falling off. I have been so tempted just to glue these things in and just use a secondary sword when I have them hold on to it. All right, man, I am getting a lot of figures out here. Okay, for those that came late, I'm going to do a quick pan over all these figures. There's one you want to see in particular, let me know and I'll show it again. And for those that have been with me this whole time, I'm going to go ahead and show some other stuff. Hey, Jeff, you made it. Thanks, man. So let me pan over all these figures I've been showing like crazy. And for those that just did come, this is the guy for sale, the Giant Beast Man. And you can watch the video from the beginning if you want to see it after this is over. I lost a couple of swords for Man-at-Arms. Yes, they are easy to lose. It's like, no, I lost my sword. Oh, I painted an Evelyn cape blue. instead of being purple. So not like a big monstrous custom. Of course, I got lots of Faker customs. Here is one of my Faker customs here. Kind of a fun one. He's got a purple shield too to match. He's got the battle axe. He's got the broken up head. I swapped the head to the original hair instead of the one he came with because the hair they gave us was just awful for the new battle armor head. It was like a bright orangish color, and I like the original one better. So you can kind of see how I gave him with the bashed head the original hair. I think it was kind of a cool way to go. You can see I gave him regular He-Man weapons too. Anyway, the purple looks so cool on him. And then I used a balloon for his belly in order to cover up for the battle armor in the bottom down there. Oh, excellent. You got your Origins Faker you got last week. Good. I miss Master Universe Classics. It's so great that you constantly showcase and customize them. Are you planning on getting the Masterverse line? You know, I'm not sure when the Masterverse line or not. I might get some of them to customize. I'm just not a huge fan of the Masterverse line right now. You know. Oh, here's one of my custom. Oh, my battery's dying. The video's gonna have to end soon. Here's one of my custom heads right here. You can see where I stole the hair from that one guy. Used to be his hair. All right. So let me go grab my glow-in-the-dark light. I'll be right back, you guys, so I can show you guys some cool glow-in-the-dark stuff before my battery dies. All right, I am back, and I am getting way too many figures up here to even film anymore. Let's just slide some of these back. Yuckers. All right, now I got a little bit of room here. I always love mixing properties like Ghostbusters and stuff. That just makes it so much more fun. Okay, here's my flashlights. Let me show you guys. So we got this figure called the Faceless One. If you guys remember him or not. And we got him. He came with a head that was okay. Not spectacular, but just okay. So everyone wanted to alter this head. So here's the head right here that we got. Ta-da! Not that spectacular. So my first goal was to alter it. So I went ahead and I put glow-in-the-dark paint on his head. Now let me show you this paint. This paint is so cool looking. It is surprisingly cool. So let me show you this. Let's go and charge it up. Burp, 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 burp. Lights off.
Okay, done.
Okay. It's funny too, those balls just totally glow too. I can get them glowing too while I'm at it. Brr. I can see which ones glow, which ones don't. Anyway, let me charge this up a little more. It takes a lot of charging. In fact, sometimes this light works good too for that. So let's get both lights on there. Psh, get it going really good. And let's kill the lights. And you can see the glow. It is a white glow. And it's kind of purplish. And it's just so cool looking that I just love the way that paint looked on him. And it's supposed to be white. It took so many coats to get this paint on there. It was just crazy how many coats it took. But finally the Faceless One looked cool with the glow-in-the-dark paint. You know, and that's kind of what I was going for there. Now, of course, I also did make, you know, the Ram Stone glow-in-the-dark too. Not quite as cool though as the head. But you guys get the idea. Yeah, I got this thing glowing too. Brrr. Now the meteorite looks really cool. Now it's glowing. Oh, I got a dark spot there. Because I should turn it around before I glow it. Brrr. Shows my glow-in-the-dark meteorite. Burr, burr, burr. Anyway. Lights on. Lights on. Ah. Lights on.
Okay, done.
Sometimes, I tell you, if you don't talk like an announcer, sometimes they just don't hear you. Yep. Yep, that head is cool. I think it's really neat. Then there was this guy, his name was Kevin Koss. He made a head that was really cool and looked more like the cartoon, so I had to get that head as well. Here it is right here. And then I took one of those gloves made for washing dishes and made him a skirt look like the cartoon. So there is the cartoon skirt. And then I made him. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I'm losing my Ghostbuster pieces in that. Then I made him the floating cloud. Burr, burr, burr. So then he could ride on the cloud like we see in the cartoon with his skirt on to go talk to Man-at-Arms to let him know that he has to save his daughter. You must save Evelyn. No. There we go. It's funny too. I remember calling my wife up saying, hey, I need you to pick up some dishwashing gloves for me, these purple ones. She's like, what? Then I went to a website and it tells you how to make a cone. So I put in the bottom dimension and the top dimension and it made a flat pattern for me. And that flat pattern's on my website. If you go to he.man.us and go to the custom section, I got the flat pattern you can download if you want to make your own skirt. And kind of a cool thing. I just took a bunch of cotton balls, glued them all together, then coated it with tons and tons and tons of glue, and then filled it full of white paint. And then I had like a lid was right here is what this is. And then I put some putty in there for the shape I wanted. So basically it's like a lid like that big around that screws onto a jar and then just coated the whole thing. And there is, looks better this way. And there it is, my floating cloud. All right, so there was my, and as you guys know, I've also made him before he turned into the Faceless One too, the Nick figure. So, Knick-Knack. So there is my Faceless One. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really cool. I had some cool stuff for Buzz Off at one time. I made him a giant lance, but now that we can get the lance from the Super 7 figures, it isn't as cool anymore. Let's see where I stuck his lance at. Oh, it must be in my other box with my other Buzz Off. Oh well. I'll put Buzz Off back. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video before my before my battery completely dies. More Ghostbuster stuff. I bought all the wrestling Ghostbuster stuff so I can do some fun video things. If you want, you can look it up on my YouTube channel. I got all the cool Ghostbuster stuff on there, and check it out. And yep, let's see, Toys of Time Gone By. Very cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep, check out my channel. I got lots of videos. The stinky part is right now I'm not being monetized. But that's okay. Let's still get the audience going. So when I am remonetized, then I will have an audience. And for those that came in late, this is the purpose for the video. This awesome 2000X Beastman is up for auction. The link is in the description. Please use the link in the description to click it, to get him, or to look at him, or share with your friends. And he's got awesome big feet and awesome big hands, and the original head from the original Classics Beastman unaltered. So there you go. And he gets this cool club, and he has the cool leg pieces, and he's been altered so his legs will stand up straighter. Now his ankles are not articulated, so it does cause a little bit of, you got to kind of you know, monkey with him to get him to work. Got a monkey with Beast Man. But there you go. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you guys next video. Bye now.